Here is our weekly Forex outlook, and there are 5 explosive setups you can't afford to miss. Alright guys, welcome to our channel once again. So this week in the Forex market is going to be massive, and we have spotted 5 explosive trade setup that you simply cannot afford to miss. Whether you trade gold, major currency pairs, or crypto, these opportunities could set the tone for your entire trading week. Right, stay tuned because number 5 is a hidden gem most traders will overlook, and that's exactly why it could be the most profitable for this week. All right, so in case you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't think you are doing the right thing. Please kindly subscribe and like this video. Kindly share it, guys. Identify your presence here, and that helps our algorithm to grow this channel. All right, so the first thing we're going to take a look here is on BTC. Okay, so BTC this week actually was a good one for us. So last week we were here and I said very good, we have gotten this impulse correction impulse, and then the market at this point is going to drop one more. So definitely the market dropped. So I was expecting for us to have a bigger structure, whereby we're expecting this market to give us a bigger structure before it drops, but eventually the market drops here and gave us this. But immediately we saw this happening, we know that definitely as it broke this structure, it's going to be a bull pattern for us to keep pushing high, which eventually we did. So we caught this buy, right? So at this point, guys, what then do we expect? So looking at the Bitcoin from all indication, we can see clearly that the market has actually given us impulse correction impulse. So here now, based on this structure that the market is forming, I think one more drop is important. But how deep this drop is going to be, I don't know. But at this point, we'll be expecting the market to drop to this point, okay? At least to respect this trend, we're expecting a drop to this point, okay? So, but in case the market stop here and start stalling up, that means this drop might be the one that will break this low again. But if you break this low, that will be a very good indication for us to buy Bitcoin, okay? Because breaking this low means that this market has given us an impulse, a correction, and impulse, which is a very complex structure. We call it a double trade. So once you see a double trade like this, it's always an indication for the market to keep pushing high. All right, so we've seen that happening over and over again. Especially yesterday, we caught a buy yesterday, and I will show you that buy in a smaller time frame. Now, if you want to see those, let me just show you. If you want to be getting some of our trades set up, kindly join our Telegram group, guys. Okay, look at this buy setup here. So yesterday we caught this buy setup at this point, but later on we saw a double trade. We have an impulse, we have a correction, we have an impulse, okay? Because then we know that, okay, this is a 5 wave, this is a 3 wave, this is a 3 wave, and then we know that this market is definitely move high from here. So that was a very beautiful trade for us. Okay, so let's back to our 4 hours, which are normal time frame. So as we said, what we'll be expecting this to do on BTC at the moment is to wait for a sell setup. So any sell setup we see here on a smaller time frame, we'll be taking that trade and we'll be taking it to at least to drop to this point minimum, okay, before we can make next informed decision. All right, so that's just what we have at the moment on BTC. Let's take a look on the almighty gold. So what can you see on gold, guys? So here we have this impulse movement that establishes last week. You know, we are here. I said definitely when this market will be over, we should be expecting a drop, okay, all because this market have not changed anything this week. We have an impulse here, market broke the structure, gave us this 3-wave move here, dropped again to break the structure, you can see. So here it's just stalling. So at this point, we'll be expecting the market to drop, okay? Now this drop might stop at this point, give us one more before it drops eventually. So something like this might play out, which is possible, okay? Alternatively, it can drop heavy like this, give us to keep dropping. So these are the two scenarios that might play out, okay? And the first is what we think might be happening, but at the moment we're expecting the market to drop here. All right, so once it touches the trend, then we can now make next informed decision based on the data the market will give us. So, and how it drops tells us a lot of stories, because as the market is dropping, if it's very, very, very aggressive and impulsive, that tells us, okay, that this is an impulse and we'll be expecting the next wave to be corrective. So if it drop correctively, that tells us that this is a corrective and it has completed an impulse that moves. And just like what we had here, when this market was dropping here, it was very corrective. So that tells us that this is completing this impulse for us to have the next impulse. Okay, as market drops here, it was very aggressive for us, and that tells us, okay, very good. So this market actually is breaking this structure entirely. Okay, so here at this point, you can see it's going impulse, correction, impulse. So we're expecting the next correction before next impulse, and there we go. So this is what we can think of when we come to gold using 4-hour time frame. One of the setup that we have seen on gold is, let me just reveal it to you guys, is on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, 1-hour time frame. If you want to be getting more of this, is one of the trading setup we've seen. So from the 1-hour time frame, once the market open on Sunday night, we'll be expecting them to sell gold to this point. Okay, probably to this point. So this is one of the setup that we can see on gold. It's very, 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 it's going to be very, very volatile, because this market is going to drop and we'll be expecting the cut this trade. All right, so let's take a look on other pairs. Let's take a look on the pound Audi. All right, so on the pound Audi, guys, this is a textbook setup for us, a very clear textbook setup for us. And then we caught this trade, guys. This was an first impulse. We have this sharp down, correct, impulse, correction, impulse. So this was a textbook setup, and there we go. So at this point, I think the market is still very, very much early. So this is a buy setup for us, and we're still expecting the market to keep pushing high on this pound Audi. We're already on this buy. We are already on this buy. We bought here. We bought here, and we bought here too. So we're expecting the market to keep pushing high at least to this point, breaking all this, because to us this is a reversal setup. A reversal setup. Look at what has happened in the past, guys. If you see me here, see that this market has actually given us a complete structure here. You can see how this impulse, correction, impulse, one wave, impulse, correction, impulse, B, then impulse, correction, impulse. So this is a very clear, complete structure. Okay, double tree, 3, 3, 3. All right, so this is a very complete structure for us. So we're expecting this to keep pushing high, even to this, to break all these highs, guys. So let's watch out and see what happens from this point. But it's very, 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 very bullish for us, and let's watch and see how it goes. So let's take a look on the pound USD. All right, so here now this is another structure that we are seeing, and we are expecting the market to sell at this point. Okay, and this is what we want the market to do. Drop here, give us a confirmation, and there we go. You're gonna drop again. So we're expecting a sell once the market open on pound USD. All right, so that's what, and this setup I think is very, very, very healthy for us. So let's watch out for this kind of move on the pound USD. The Euro USD, guys, we're already on a sell. Okay, I'm already on a sell on this, and we're expecting the market to drop at least to this point. All right, so we're already on a sell, and we're expecting the market to drop at least to this point. In case you've not joined, I think it's still very much early. Once the market open on Sunday, you can just hop in, because why we are selling this now on the bigger time frame is very, very bearish, but here, based on this time frame, guys, we can see that the market has given us a sluggish downwards, like it's an impulsive, it's a very sluggish one, and we have this corrective one, and it drops again. So I wouldn't want the market might not be pushing high from, instead it will drop again here. Even if you want to push high, at least let it drop again before it pushes high. But at least from all indication, we've seen that this market is going to drop here, give us a correction, drop again, give us a correction, drop again to break this low. Okay, that's what we see. Then from here you can push up again to give us that downwards move that we're expecting, because from the bigger time frame, Euro USD is very, very bearish. The Euro JPY, okay, so here now we also want the market to drop, all because this market has given us a break of structure here, and then it has given us this 3-wave move setup here. So from this point, this is a clear setup for us that this market is going to keep dropping. All right, so that's what we want. Even though if you keep push high, don't. But if you are taking this sell, I think the best place to put your stop loss should be here, 174. All right, put your stop loss at that point because definitely it's going to drop and it's going to break this low. Pound yen, yeah, pound yen also last week, we caught it very massively, and here at this point you can see the market has given us impulse correction, impulse, and there we go. So here, watch out the reaction at this point. Okay, watch out the reaction at this point. At this point, I think if the market is going to push high, then if it closes above then it might give us a consolidation before pushing high, or it drops before it keep pushing high. So this is what we're expecting on the pound yen to do this week. The dollar yen, guys, yeah, we are already waiting for the market to give us this move here before it drops. So this is what we're expecting the market to do. Okay, let the market come up here, tag 149.188 before the market drops. So we're very bearish here. So for our scalpers, you can just take this short buy and expect the market to keep dropping. That's what we can see at this moment. So if you are taking your entry sell limit, you can just put it here and put your stop loss at this point and watch out what happens. This week, this market is going to drop. Yeah, on the pound Swiss, guys, it's the same thing applies here. So it's very bullish. So what we're expecting here is for the market to drop here and give us this continuation. So it will be more of a complex structure here at this point, okay, before this next impulse is going to play out. But along the line, at the end of it all, the market will now give us this 3-wave corrective move. So don't know whether it will start working here, coming down from here, or pushes one more, but I'm still expecting one more high before we see this corrective phase, after which the market will keep pushing high. So that's what we can see there. Now, this is one of our textbook clear setup we called last week, guys. We really enjoyed this trade. So, and this trade was a beautiful one. So last week we were here exactly, and the market actually gave us this, impulse that we anticipated. All right, so we have this impulse, we have this correction, we have this impulse, correction, impulse. So from here, the next thing we'll be expecting is for the market to sell. So we'll be more bearish on the Australian Swiss. So here, watch out for this. The Aussie Swiss will be expecting a sell from this point to drop. So any sell setup you see at this point, take a look on it critically because that's the direction the market is going to take. New Zealand dollars, okay, so this was also a very clear setup for us. Last week we caught this impulse, correction, impulse. So here we're expecting the market to actually keep pushing high to tag this trend. Without tagging this trend, guys, this trend, I will not be interested in selling this because here will tell me that, okay, very good, that this market has actually given us impulse, correction, impulse. So that's what we are waiting for now, to market to tag this before we can see a clear sell setup for the next move. But now it's still very much bullish because look at what has happened here. If you go to a smaller time frame, believe you me, this is a sharp sell, this is a corrective move. Something like this will happen, you drop again and it pushes high. Watch out for something like this on this pair. The pound card, we caught this one, guys. This was a very massive one. We posted it in our Telegram group. In case you're not joining our Telegram group, I don't think you are doing the right thing, because we caught this, guys, and we posted it to you guys to watch out for this move, and which eventually played out very beautifully. Now, the reason why we called this move was a very obvious one. Okay, look at this. We have an impulse, correction, impulse, 3-wave move, 3-wave move. So here we have A, B, C, clear, and we have this connecting link, and then another A, B, C. So this is a double tree, okay, double tree. So once you see double tree like this, a complex structure, next move is going to be massive, and we have this sharp move, corrective phase here, and then boom, we go. So the move is not over, guys. This move is not over because of the way this correction how long this correction took. It took like 1 month. 1 month. This is July, this is August, so 1 month it was just dropping. So do you think this will just be like few days? No. So expect this to be like this, to break this high again. So we'll still be buying at this point, but let's watch and see. We are going to wait for a deeper correction, and then we'll be loading our gun again too. All right, so the last but not the least for today's pair, guys, is Euro New Zealand. This is very bearish. This is very, very bearish for us. So we're expecting the market to keep dropping. We're expecting to keep dropping to this point, all because we have seen this. This is the most important thing here. If we should analyze this move, guys, breaks this structure. So because of that, we've seen this corrective move up here, which did not break this high. For the matter of fact, we caught this trade at this point last week. We called this trade here a sell at this point, and then we thought it's going to keep dropping, but instead of that, it gave us three-wave move, impulse, correction, impulse, so which is a complete structure. So here we are having another impulse corrective phase, so and it's going to drop again. This is what we can see, and watch out for this drop. It's going to break this low. So once it breaks this low, that will be the end of this before it might give us a move like this, and there we go. So this is what we can see for this week, guys. And believe you me, if you pay attention to some of this in the direction based on the wave structure, and you look for your confirmation based on maybe engulfing candle, break of structure, trend breaks, believe you me, you make a lot of money. Now, if you have gained value from this video, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video and follow for more. Remember, as a wave trader, our emphasis here is to trade the next impulse. Once a corrective phase finishes, you trade the next impulse, because every market starts with impulse and it makes a correction and it takes the next impulse. This was an impulse, this was a correction, this was an impulse. This was an impulse, this is a correction, this was an impulse. This was an impulse, this is a correction, and we're expecting the next impulse to drop. All right, please, guys. So thank you so much for your time, and see you in the next episode.